What is your favorite, very creepy fact? Anesthesia awareness exists. Being conscious during surgery is an actual experience people have. Your eye has approximately the same proteins as an egg white, and both react similarly to hydrochloric acid, which solidifies the usually liquid substances. Cotard's delusion is a rare psychiatric condition, severe cases of which cause the sufferer to wholeheartedly believe they are dead, putrefying, or simply do not exist. Some Cotard's patients refuse to eat, as they do not believe they need to, with one notable patient dying of starvation. Another woman once asked to be taken to a morgue, to be with the other dead people. I literally have a neighbor that has this and I never knew what it was called. She constantly explains how she is dead, has no pulse, and how her husband denies her from being buried or sent to the morgue. She sincerely believes she is dead even if proved otherwise. Indian followers of the Zoroastrianism don't bury or burn their dead. Instead they leave the bodies in special towers, exposed to the elements to be eaten by vultures. Unfortunately the vultures are now endangered, leaving the bodies to slowly rot. If given access to it, butterflies will happily drink blood. They'll also drink my pint if unguarded, cheeky buggers. When a person is electrocuted in the electric chair, they feel everything. They are fully aware of their bodies being fried as it happens in real time. One inmate who survived the first round of electrocution said it tasted like cold peanut butter. The US is still missing at least 6 nuclear bombs somewhere on the continent from Broken Arrow incidents. The children's story of the Pied Piper of Hamelin was based on a real event. Hamelin town records start with this event. The earliest written record is from the town chronicles in an entry from 1384 which states, "It is 100 years since our children left. No one know what or who took the children, but there's records of the entire town's children being taken." Scaphism, the worst way of execution I've ever heard of. The word comes from Greek which stands for hollowed out. The victim is trapped between 2 boats, fed and covered with milk and honey, which then attracts all kinds of insects and vermin that fester and devours you over a couple of days. When you happen to be murdered, there is only an about 40% chance that your murderer will be found and punished. In 1844, there was a case of hysteria in a French convent of nuns. One started meowing and after a week all the nuns were meowing harmoniously in the afternoons. It didn't stop until neighbors called soldiers. The island of Okinoshima in the inland sea of Japan is known for 2 reputable things. 1. It's named Rabbit Island because of the overabundance of wild rabbits, and 2. The island has World War II ruins of a chemical weapons factory, creating poison like mustard gas in its attacks on China. So vital was its secrecy to the Japanese government that they tried to wipe its location off maps. Your insides are constantly moving around and stuff. I hate this, but it's my favorite for that reason. There is a rare genetic disease called fatal familial insomnia, where over the course of months, you literally cannot go or be put to sleep no matter what you take or what you do. The symptoms get progressively worse until finally you stay awake watching yourself go insane until you die from exhaustion. After getting stung by a cone snail, you don't feel the sting for a little bit. There is no antivenin and it can be lethal. Treatment is basically keeping the victim alive until the venom wears off. Anglerfish. When anglerfish mates, the male literally deforms its body and fuses with the female, then they live together for the rest of their lives. About 3,000 people disappear every year in the US and are never found again. A human corpse decomposes 4 times faster in water than in the ground, and 8 times faster in open air than in the ground. When I'm dead, just throw me in the trash and then burn the trash, so it gives the bar that nice smoky smell, and it goes up in the air and turns into stars. Patchouli was used to cover up the smell of decaying flesh during the Black Plague. Tarantulas can swim. The human brain continues to give off electrical signals for 20 to 40 seconds after death. This is why sometimes people move right after they die. We took my mom off life support and held her hands as she passed. She had been unconscious for days at that point, unmoving. When she died, Her whole body moved like she was having a seizure, which was really upsetting. It's just the last bit of electricity in your brain going out. Also, hearing is the last sense to leave, so if you are with someone who is dying, please keep talking to them. It's estimated that there is around 25 to 50 active serial killers in the US. The average human will shed about 40 pounds of skin throughout their lifetime. Somewhat recently, 2012, scientists discovered over 1,400 new species of bacteria living in the belly button. Everyone's belly button ecology is unique, added to the fingerprints and snowflakes list. In that same study, one volunteer's belly button harbored bacteria strands that had only ever been found in soil from Japan, where this man has never been. It takes approximately 359 humans to have enough iron to forge a sword from their blood. The last use of a guillotine in France was the same year the first Star Wars movie premiered, 1977. While most parents do what they can to prevent or stop their babies from crying, that's not always the case in Japan. That's because it's a 400-year-old Japanese tradition that if a sumo wrestler can make your baby cry, it means he or she will live a healthy life. During a special ceremony, parents hand over their infants to sumo wrestlers who bounce their precious tots up and down and sometimes even roar in their little faces to get the tears flowing. He's not a baby that cries much, but today he cried a lot for us and we are very happy about it, Mother Meishija said at a 2014 event. Vlad the Impaler was called that because he killed his enemies by placing the mass first on pointed poles that would slowly skewer them to death. Chainsaws were originally invented for childbirth. Squeezing someone's balls very tightly can have roughly the same effect as using an epinephrine pen. Don't try this please, it will be very painful. Your eyeballs flatten when you die, leaving your corpse seeming to have no eyeballs. Dogs like squeaky toys because it sounds like a small animal being crushed. My son told me this fact just the other day. Our dog's squeaky toys don't seem so cute anymore. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for more daily Reddit videos.